This is going to be a different vibe because this is a nighttime one. So we gotta.
Yeah, it's a night cast.
It's a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more relaxed. It's like a Charlie Rose interview.
I was just thinking. Like. I was thinking about the sexual harassment Charlie Rose allegations today. Do you know about them?
The robe? Yeah, like he was wearing like an open robe or something.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that.
What?
So he invited interns over to his house to do chores and shit and like run errands.
Okay.
And so this intern came over and he's wearing his robe and it's like very loose and like his penis is like poking in and out.
Okay.
You know, on
it's
occasion.
It's not like fully there. It's like kind of making it. It's like the Sharon Stone Basic Instinct thing. It's like every time he uncrosses his legs.
Yeah, I imagine that. And I don't know if it happened before this or after this or at the same time, but one time the intern went over and he was like, yeah, I just diarrheaed in my toilet and it won't flush. So apparently there was like a toilet brimming with feces. That's the exact quote.
Ew.
And like the young female intern had to plunge it.
Oh. Poor lady. Is she still working in showbiz?
I mean, who cares?
Well, I mean, you know how like people like the woman who like Louis C.K. jacked off in front of or whatever, like left showbiz. Like
Sarah Silverman left show business. Is that who you're talking about?
Is that supposed to be like a gotcha? Did you just get me? Is that what that is?
I mean, he did that in front of every woman he knew.
Yeah.
He did that in front of every woman he knew, so some stayed, some left.
One day. Okay, fine. So, what are you saying? What's your argument?
I mean, I don't. If you don't want me to do the bit, I won't do it. So, let's do I Love You, Daddy. Look, man, I'm sorry, but if you're not going to be a good boy, I'm going to have to punish you. You're being a bad boy.
Being naughty?
Yeah, you're being fucking naughty, and I don't like it.
What are you going to do? You're going to punish me? You're going to say punish while you punish me?
Punish.
It's kind of, that's that guy's Batman voice. Christian Bale, like deep, gravelly Batman voice from a baby face.
It would be so great if you just said punish right before you stuck your dick in a girl the first time.
I mean, when they're fucking you, it is punishment. So I get it. For me, it'd be like, happy birthday, that sort of thing.
Happy birthday. That'd be worse.
Yeah, that's true. Merry Christmas. How about that? I'd say Merry Christmas. Or Happy Hanukkah if they're Jewish, you know. Or the Muslim one. I don't know what that one is, but
Muslim
I'll just say Happy Holidays. Yeah, Muslim Tov.
Muslim Tov. And then you step on a little Muslim.
Yeah. Little glass Palestinian.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That's cool. Any more about Charlie Rose that we should talk about? That kind of is a fucked up sallow-y thing, by the way. That poop thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's very sallow.
Sallow is only going to become more and more true as the more and more we learn about the elites.
Yeah, it's very poop-based. But it's okay. I don't want to kink shame Charlie Rose. You know? That's his orientation. Is robes and diarrhea. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Punish. Bad podcaster.
Good podcaster.
You better run.
Boy.
You better run.
That grandpa.
You better hide.
That's a good impression of the grandpa from Silent Night, Deadly Night, or this week's movie.
I'm your grandpa, Adam, and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Grandpa? It sounds just like him. Every grandpa has that, like, kissy face, chubby cheek, mouth, fucking voice. You know, sounds like he's got like a cheeks full of.
I mean, did you even watch the movie?
Of course. What are you talking about?
Do you even know how to speak English?
What do you?
What did you say? Kissy cheeked?
He, oh, kissy. He has like a thing, like the grandpa in this movie. You can only do the impression of him if you're making like a kissy face. If you're really pouty with your lips.
The guy has like veins popping out of his head,
Yeah, it's a really good performance. That's a really good one scene performance.
which you apparently didn't watch.
I did. I watched it. What do you say?
You're
Why
like,
do you say that such things?
he has a kissy face.
Try to do an impression of him, and I guarantee you have to make a kissy.
I
face
am doing an impression of him.
I am doing him. Christmas Eve is the scariest night of the year. Whose is better? I feel like mine is.
Mine's better. I
It's
captured the emotion of him.
Yeah, the vein in the forehead quality. Yeah, I feel like we're watching a lot of Santa shit.
Look, it's December. It's topical.
I know, but Jesus Christ.
You think this movie is? I mean, it's just getting going. Like next week, we're doing Santa Claus the movie starring Dudley Moore
Yeah,
and John Lithgow.
I feel like we got to talk about that a little bit more.
No, that's the movie we're doing.
Why are there so many movies about this guy?
Well, that's a good question. I guess like I guess because of the Christmas break, it's just very easy to release a movie around Christmas and get people to see it. And people will just go in groups and check out any fucking Christmas movie that's out. Not as many holidays have as many movies.
True.
You know, Halloween has a lot of horror movies,
Sure.
but
Well, it's like every year. That's part of the business plan or was, maybe still is for studios. It's like, yeah, you have like a Halloween movie, right? Even like the Halloween franchise.
well, yeah, Halloween. They're doing one Halloween sequel every year.
Yeah, because it's like, of course, it's Halloween. You're going to see Halloween.
Every Halloween, a Saw movie came out. Every Halloween, I forget what other franchises, Conjuring maybe or Insidious. Like, there's always Lionsgate would always put out like a Halloween movie. I think on the Lifetime movie channel they have a Christmas movie every 2 hours. Like
Ooh.
12 movies a day on
Yeah, and
during December.
And ABC or ABC Family or whatever that channel is now. They do every day. There's Christmas shit in December.
Wow.
But it's a little much. I can't, it's like, I mean, if you're a little kid, I guess I get it, but I'm not excited for Christmas or anything. Like, I'm not even getting, I may get one present.
What's the best Christmas present you ever got?
The first thought that popped into my head when you said that was there was this like robot toy thing called like a My Pal or something like that. And it was really cool. I remember it being really cool. It had like a see-through face where you could see the wires and shit. But it like you turned it on and it did like its movements and stuff.
My Pal? Never heard of this fucking thing.
I don't know if it was My Buddy. Is that a...
Oh,
it was
I
like
see
a robot.
This looks like shit. My Pal 2000. He
It's
has
my
like
cherished Christmas memory.
It's like a robot boy with a plastic face.
Yeah, I love that.
And he
thing
has
for
sneakers.
Yeah, I was like, that's me. That's a robot version of me. I finally have a friend.
Wow, this toy sucks.
Oh, it was cool for its time. You got to think about the technology was cutting edge for its time. I think it was I think you got a sharper image actually.
He has like a red shiny dick on the top of his head.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I wanted it.
You could easily stick it up a kid's ass and kill him.
And kill him?
I mean, if you did it hard enough.
Okay, you're thinking naughty right now. You're thinking like a very naughty boy. I'm trying to look this up too. Oh yeah, that was it. That's it. Yeah, it does
My
have a
Pal
red thing you can
2000.
stick up your ass. Holy
And he
shit,
has,
that thing is cool.
and he has no penis. He has a screw where his penis should be. It's like a big,
Yeah. So
the top of
see,
a
you should
screw.
identify with it. You have a
So
screw where a penis should be.
how many how many Silent Night Deadly Night movies have you seen?
This was my first.
Wow.
I've heard the second one it's like a funny bad movie, right?
Yeah, the second one's incredible.
Damn. That'd have been cool to watch that. I should have watched that too, I guess, for this. I almost asked you, but then I got scared.
So the second movie is about the killer's little brother as an adult, and he's crazy and he goes on a killing spree. I don't think I've seen the third movie, which I think is directed by Monty Hellman, who directed Two Lane Blacktop, or he did the fourth one. I
Really?
can't
Weird.
remember. And then like one of them, like Clint Howard's in. Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 and 4 are fucking unmemorable. But then the fifth one is actually pretty cool. It's directed by Brian Yesna, I think, and he's the guy who directed Society.
Ooh, yeah, that movie's good.
So, and this one is about a guy, a young man or like an older teenager who I haven't watched it since I was in like third grade. He starts working at a toy shop, or he's working for a toy maker, and it turns out he's like Pinocchio and the toy maker's like Geppetto. And there's a scene at the end where he tries to like kill and rape this woman, and he pulls down his pants and he has like a plastic penis with no penis. So he has just like a plastic Ken doll
Holy shit.
genital area, and he's just like, he tries to rape her, but he can't because there's nothing that he can use.
And you're like, oh my god, my life story is in a movie.
Yeah, because you don't have a penis and you try to rape me.
No, you. No, you're the one that doesn't have a penis. Nice
You're just
try.
a mo-
Smooth
you're just
move.
a,
I gotta give it up, but
but anyway, the My Pal 2000 reminded me of that shit.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is weird that
yeah,
there's a screw right where the penis would be. It's like you didn't need to put that screw there.
yeah. I don't like it. It looks weird. If you turned it, it's at a 45-degree angle, but if it was at like a vertical angle, it could be like the slit of a vagina.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that might be adjustable too. I don't know. You could give it a vulva. That's the visible part of the vagina, right?
And I can see he has little yellow balls in a hoop.
Yes.
I imagine I think it would be funny if like you put the hoop in a kid's asshole and then threw the balls at him. Did you
I
ever
guess that's
try
one
that
way
as
you
a
could play
boy?
with it. I did not try that as a boy,
Mommy, Daddy, I want a My Pal 2000.
but it's available on Etsy, so I could get it and relive some memories. But yeah, anyway, what's your favorite Christmas toy? Fucking asshole.
Well, I mean, video games. I would just get like really awesome video games.
Oh.
None of this stupid bullshit.
Well, I've gotten video games as well for Christmas.
You got some dildo-headed idiot toy
Yeah, I really wish I didn't say the toy that had
with a
dildo
fucking
on
hoop
its head.
asshole.
Yeah, that's the worst toy I could have picked. But that's the
Some
first one that came to mind.
castrated dildo-headed idiot.
It's called a My Pal. All right, it was my friend. That castrated dildo idiot was my friend.
Just like fucking him in your 90.
No, I did not. Did not do that.
Did you fuck your toy?
I would never. There's an element of mutual respect, I feel like, between me and the My Pal.
I remember one time in like fourth grade, my friend and I, we just had like pillows and we were pretending there were chicks like blowing us, and we were just like, sitting in his bedroom, just like leaning back, and like I remember he was just like, "Yeah, man," like just like leaning back with like one arm behind his head and the other arm like using to like press the head down on his dick, but it's just like a pillow.
You and this kid were doing this in the same room,
Yeah, but we weren't like we weren't naked.
but were you were like doing it because it felt good, or were you doing it like, hey, check it out, it looks like I'm getting blown by the pillow?
I mostly did it because he was doing it. And he's like, "Yo, let's do this," and I was just like mimicking him, but I didn't really see the point.
But he was like, he was into it. This is a pretty wild story you just dropped, I feel like.
Well, I mean, someone has to be interesting on the podcast.
Man, I must be really uninteresting if this is the story you're pulling out.
Yeah, my pal
This is a
2000
whopper.
is fucking lame.
It's not like rubbing a pillow against your dick, pretending that you're getting blown. Sorry, it's not as exciting as that.
But yeah, we were just like chilling, like, "Yep, this feels pretty good."
This kid sounds like he was trying to have a sexual moment with you, or sexual moment around you, at least.
Trying.
He was like too horny to. Either he was like, "Wow,
What do you
why
mean
did
by
he do that
what
with
do you
you?"
mean triming? Trying.
Or
Sounds
he
pretty
was having
sexual
a
if you ask me.
sexual moment with you, and you were doing it too.
Yeah, we're just having fun, dude.
Is that the first like gay experience you had?
I wouldn't call that a gay experience.
I mean, it's not straight.
What are you talking about? I was getting my dick sucked by a hot chick who just happened to be a pillow.
Yeah, I guess it's like getting your dick sucked in a room with another guy, like your buddy who's also getting his dick sucked. All right,
Yeah,
that's
we're just
cool.
like two 10-year-olds who got like two hookers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all right. I take it back. It's actually kind of baller.
You don't understand because
I've never been
you never
invited to that sort of thing.
what's the most amount of people you've had sex with at the same time?
Like in the same room, you're saying? I mean,
Like,
I don't know
yeah.
why I'm asking for
What's
clarification
the
because I've
biggest
only done it
orgy?
with one
The
person
biggest
at a
or
time.
one guy at a time.
A woman.
How many My Pal 2000s did you fuck at the same time?
Oh yeah, I guess he was in the room too. He was just jacking off in the corner. So I don't know
With
if
his
that.
claw, with his claw hands.
Yeah, he's just turning his screw back and forth until he busts.
It'd be funny to fill his head with cum. You see, he has a see-through head.
Yeah, yeah.
He has like a see-through clear iMac head, and it'd be funny if you just like filled it with like yellow cum.
That would be a very rude thing to do to the my pal too.
You just gave it back to your parents the next year. You're like, "I'm done.
Yeah, I filled it up. Toys. I'm done with the toy.
Topped off. Thank you very much."
I just need another one. I kind of treat it like a piggy bank, but for cum.
Yeah, you're saving up.
Save up all year, yeah, and then cash it in.
So, what did you think of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Adam? You're an adult man watching it for the first time.
Yes. I thought it was good. I thought that we should talk about the movie. I feel like we haven't talked about it at all.
Well, what if I told? Let me ask you something. Let me tell you something. What if? Did you think it was one of the most controversial movies ever made?
No. Why do you say
Well,
that?
yeah, because it was.
How so?
So this movie, which was made by a bunch of young guys, and they were all like very excited about it. They made a deal with TriStar Pictures. Okay, with the logo of the
Unicorn?
flying horse,
Yeah.
the unicorn
Pegasus.
with the wings.
Pegasus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it.
So they got TriStar to distribute the film, and they were all excited. And like TriStar was telling them, like, yeah, Paramount has Friday the 13th. New Line Cinema has like Nightmare on Elm Street. So we want to like get into like a franchise horror movie.
Yeah.
And everything was going great, except like a week or two before it opened, they were running ads during football games in the Midwest because they had all this like distribution money,
Okay.
and the shit like hit the fan, and it was like a national story. And people were like literally picketing and protesting movie theaters that showed it.
Because they're
Cisco,
like, this is means
this is
Santa.
blasphemous against Christmas. Yeah, against Santa Claus. Like, I think it's just that because they had the money to advertise, they bought too much daytime advertising.
Oh, like daytime TV watchers, aka old people, saw it.
And sports, so everybody saw it in like Wisconsin, watching the Packers game or the Bears game.
1984. Damn.
And it was like when it opened, it was pulled from all movie theaters within 2 weeks.
Wow. This is so quaint sounding.
I know, right? And like Siskel and Ebert even did a whole segment on it,
Oh, that's
saying
cool.
how vile the movie was, and then like Siskel's being like really self-righteous. He's like,
So let me repeat the names of the writer and director and producers of this film. Michael Hickey wrote the film, Charles E. Sellier Jr. directed it, and Ira Richard Barmack produced it. You people have nothing to be proud of, even if you made a few bucks off of all the negative publicity. Your profits truly are blood money.
I want you to know who's making money off this movie because it's blood money. TriStar Pictures. This is blood money.
What? Why do
It's
they
just
care so much about Santa?
I don't know, and it's completely ridiculous because it's like one thing they say on the audio commentary is that the writer was very influenced by The Shining, and almost everything that happens in this movie happens in The Shining.
Oh, interesting.
And like, there's The Exorcist came out 10 years earlier. Like, I don't know why this one pissed everybody off, but like, from what I gathered is
God damn it, Siskel.
after Halloween came out, there was such a boom with slasher movies that they said for years, literally one slasher movie opened every week.
Damn.
And they were just one after the other after the other. And they're all low budget and they're all trying to outdo each other with the violence and the gore.
Yeah.
And this one, they're eventually making so much money that the studios were like, we got to get in on this. We can't just let these fucking idiots make these fucking stupid movies
Right, of course.
and keep all the cash. So then the studio started advertising. And so, yeah, the Santa Claus Killer.
Are you saying
I
it's
think-
like one of the earlier slashers that got a lot of advertising?
Well, it's kind of like the tail end because Halloween was like fully independent
Yeah.
and had a slow rollout and took a long time for it to move around the country.
Sure.
This one was like 1984. It was like it's like the tail end in the slasher boom, and it just pissed everybody off.
Damn.
But
That's fucking
the good
punk.
the good news is that it came out on video like a year later, and everybody watched it.
Because of all the controversy.
Yeah, and like everybody rented it. It was like a huge hit on video, and they made 1 million sequels.
Yeah, it's so great. We were looking. Wit watched this with me too, and we were like, damn, I can't believe there's 5 of these.
Yeah, they did them pretty fast, and like only Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, I think, is related to the first one. The rest, 3, 4, and 5 are like totally unrelated, and I think possibly straight to video, but I don't know.
So what's so good about? Because this is like a pretty solid, straightforward movie. I feel like slasher movie. It's like done well, and like the acting is good, and like the direction is good, and stuff, and like but Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is like bad and stupid and funny.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to watch it.
Fuck. We should have done that for both. Oh well.
I was thinking about doing that, but then I just thought, let's save that for next year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be good. The sequel of the.
But yeah,
that's kind of.
this isn't even also the best
There's something
Christmas horror movie.
What is, in your opinion?
I'd say this is number 3. Number
Really?
2 is Christmas Evil,
Oh, and Black Christmas is number 1.
and number 1 is Black Christmas.
Yeah, Black Christmas is awesome.
And also Christmas Evil and Black Christmas came out before this movie and had no controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you go on YouTube, you can just watch Siskel being like, this is a disgusting movie. It's the worst movie since I Spit on Your Grave, and it's just like completely ridiculous.
Siskel's such a little bitch, dude.
And like,
I'm glad he got cancer.
I'm glad they both got cancer. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just completely disingenuous, and it's also just mean because the movie shows a lot of promise by these young filmmakers. Like,
Yeah, totally. It's like not very thoughtful about them, like trying to make something good and doing a good job with
because it isn't actually a slasher movie, like in every way possible. Like, it isn't just Halloween. He's not just walking around killing people.
Yeah.
It's actually telling a story of and using real inspiration from actual like serial killers and murderers. And
How so?
well, you see him as a child, and he gets
Yeah.
traumatized, and then he like is abused.
Well, we should talk about that
in the
bit.
orphanage, and it's not just he picks up a weapon and just starts cutting people down.
Sure. Yeah, it's like this movie. One of the things I think it does really well is like builds his fractured psyche convincingly. The whole like first 20 minutes or whatever is like, or maybe 10, maybe it's just like 10, but like that's all like like focused on like making it seem plausible that he like this like young Justin Bieber looking motherfucker would like snap.
Well, I think these are, it's a low budget movie. Everybody's like an amateur. The actor had never acted before, but I think they have good instincts, and I think they're just doing things. They're like writing and making the movie from their gut, and their gut instincts are all on point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're just like my point about that was like there's just like a lot of screen time devoted to all the different ways this kid is getting like fucked up by the adults in his life. It's like not just him seeing his parents murdered by a Santa Claus on Christmas Eve when he's a little kid, and it's not just his grandpa being like, "Hey, Christmas is scary."
Hey, what if you were the grandpa? This movie would fucking suck.
Hey man, listen.
Hey, listen. Christmas is like, it's bad and scary.
That sounds like a chill old guy, dude.
Are you my soulmate?
Yeah, I'd be great in that role.
I'm just looking for like a romantic partner to like solve all my problems.
What is this in reference to?
I'm just so like are you hang around here a lot? Cool.
Okay. I can't help it that I just have
like
a sultry voice.
Very boring 90s kind of slacker guy.
I see why you're saying that now. One time there's a Letterboxd review on one of my movies that I act in where somebody in the review says I'm a wet sack of nothing.
Yeah, they're right.
I know. That's the painful part.
It's like a wet sack. You like wet underwear. Like you're at the amusement park, you went on the log ride, and now you're wet, and it's hot, but it's windy, and you just have this like cold.
I don't know if it's hot. That could be refreshing. Some people might.
And
find
then
that refreshing.
it's like rubbing the wrong way on your inner crotch.
I think it's a good kind of wet underwear that's cool on a hot day. It helps keep you cool. When on a hot day you put your underwear in some cold water and you put it on.
On a hot day when it's hot, you put on cold underwear and you put it on. And it's hot, and so you put on cold underwear.
Okay.
And you put the underwear in the water.
All right, I guess.
I give an example out of reality that people have experienced.
Aren't you great?
You just come up with this insanity.
Well, I'm not as good at night. You know that. And you always insist on doing it at 8.
Well, I mean, I have work.
No, yeah, right. You don't do it until 8 because you're afraid of your abusive girlfriend.
No, I was working until 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
That's not what I sound like. Anyway, I feel like you would. I expected that you would want to talk about the old man, the grandpa scene more.
All right. I guess Adam has autism and he can't discuss anything without going scene by scene.
No, we can talk about it, but or like I don't know. We should just like talk about the fucking movie though, at least.
Okay, so the first scene in the movie is literally stolen directly from The Shining. It's the two parents driving the little kid in the car. They then go to a mental asylum in Utah. The whole movie shot in Utah, which I think gives it like a cool look.
Yeah, it's very cold looking.
It's very cold. It's very desolate looking, and
Damn,
and
when they were fucking mental hospitals? By the way,
okay, so they go
those good old
to a
days.
mental hospital to visit their grandpa on what, Christmas Eve,
Yeah,
and they take the little kid into this big room, and there's nobody in it except for an old man who's like catatonic sitting in a chair, and the mom and dad are like, say hi to grandpa, Merry Christmas, blah blah blah, and then you get the gist really quickly that the grandpa can't talk,
yeah,
and the doctor pulls the parents aside, says, I need to talk to you. So the little kid Billy is left with the grandpa, and within like 5 seconds of the parents leaving, like half a second of the parents leaving, the grandpa immediately turns and reveals that he's like totally fucking nuts to the child.
yeah. And it's all about Christmas too. Like he's nuts about Christmas.
Yes. He's saying how, what does the kid say? Like, it's a Merry Christmas, or
Yeah,
he must set it up somehow. And then the grandpa's like, Christmas is the scariest night of the year.
oh yeah. He's like, what? He's like, Christmas is when you get presents when you're good, and he's like, that's what your daddy told you. It should be in the considered in the pantheon of good one scene characters.
Yeah, I mean, this actor is not like a big actor. He's the only other big movie he's in is Back to the Future. He's like the old man
Oh
with the
yeah,
family and the farm.
yeah, the shotgun, right?
Yeah, and it's just so funny how fucking intense he is
Yeah,
talking to this little kid, and like his face is red, his eyes are like bulging out of his head,
yeah,
and it's like it's truly scary. I think it's easily the best scene in the whole movie, and like the fact that it happens so early, just like it just sets up everything to be like you just know you're going to see something like really sick and twisted,
yeah,
because after like traumatizing this little kid, the next thing that happens is we see a Santa Claus rob a liquor store.
yeah.
The liquor store robbery scene's really funny because I watched it like 3 times today. The robber comes in and he's like, and then like the guy running the shop is like, oh, I got to hear this music on the radio. Now I got to see it in my fucking face. And the guy's like, I forget what he said. Like, then he says something witty. He like pulls out a gun, and then like,
Yeah.
and then the shop owner pulls out a gun, and then like, there's this huge shootout.
Yeah, and
Store
a really
that goes
good shootout,
down.
too.
It literally looks like it just is. It's like right out of Taxi Driver.
Yeah, yeah, kind of scuzzy.
Scuzzy, and then like the guy, he has all this attitude. He like takes the money. He's like $28. Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, this guy's on a serious crime spree.
totally. And then the car. So the family is driving and they see him on the side of the road, and his car's broken down. But I guess it's not broken down. I guess he was just tricking them.
Yeah, like he's so hopped up to like after robbing this liquor store or like gas station, he then decides that he's going to, in the middle of winter, park his car on the side of the road and just kill 2 people.
Yeah,
He's not like carjacking.
yeah, that's right.
What's his long-term plan with this crime spree?
Yeah, he's kind of missing the Christmas spirit, I would say. Missing the point of Christmas.
Well, I mean, he's dressed like Santa Claus.
That's true. But yeah, he cuts the wife's shirt open and he's very rude to her.
he basically kills the father. Then he starts raping the mother. But even before he can rape her, he like pulls her top off, then like slices her throat.
That's what I meant by being rude.
Yeah, and like it's so funny the movie was controversial just by the advertising of a guy in Santa Claus, because like if they had actually seen the movie, it was so much. It's so repellent.
So much worse than.
It's so much worse than the advertising could ever be.
Yeah.
But it's still a really good scene because it really does work. Like it's like
totally.
it's like truly shocking. And like a little kid is watching the thing, like the whole thing.
And the baby
You know,
is next to him too, which I guess.
the baby's in the backseat of the car crying.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking intense. And
Totally.
I saw this movie when I was like 5 years old.
Were you scared of Santa? Did you get scared of Santa Claus?
I wasn't scared of Santa Claus, but I remember just thinking like, whoa, this is way more intense than most horror movies I watch.
Yeah.
Mostly for that scene. Because, the rest of the movie's pretty goofy.
Well, it's like that scene is like it's like when it's intense and scary and shocking, but it's also like sad. Those are the idea behind it is sad. Those are intense.
There's actual empathy for the villain or for the victims.
Yeah. You had empathy for this guy in the Santa outfit?
I don't have empathy for him. I have direct emotional connections. No.
Right.
No, but like the little kid is like seeing a little kid like that cry and get all freaked out it's a good way to start a movie. Like it starts off real, it starts off from a real place.
Totally. Yeah, and then it jumps a little bit ahead, and everything is okay. Everything worked out. The kid's fine. Just kidding.
Yeah. He basically is like, I hate to say it, but the little kid, the next version of the little kid, like the 10-year-old kid, he looks like he's retarded. He's a little downsy, but maybe he's like,
no, I think he's. I knew some kids that had that look, and I think it's just they're just lippy. They got big lips.
yeah, his mouth doesn't shut. And he's kind of like zoned out all the time because he's supposed to just be like so monumentally freaked out after what happened to his family.
Yeah. He's in the orphanage. He's in
A Catholic orphanage.
orphanage, yeah.
In Utah.
Of course.
Well, I heard they shot in Utah because there was no union,
Interesting.
non-union crews.
So he's at this orphanage, and the nun is all freaked out because he did a drawing. They were all doing drawings for Christmas, and his drawing, like Santa has a bunch of knives in him and shit. Reindeer's head is cut off. Really metal. He's just turning into a really metal kid.
Yeah, he's really metal. I feel like if this movie was if he didn't become a serial killer, I think he would have become emo.
Oh yeah, totally. He's like, Santa killed my parents. Life sucks.
Santa killed my parents. And now I'm fucking weird.
Yeah.
I saw him rape my mother.
With an acoustic guitar, like Dashboard Confessional.
And then a nun turned me queer.
Oh, nice, dude. Are you a songwriter?
My podcast host is boring.
You being so mean.
But there's nothing I could do.
It would be cool if I was so bad that you became emo.
Became emo? Yeah, that's what I think you just did.
I'd feel okay about being bad if that happened.
You're just such a awful person that everybody around you turns emo.
Yeah.
So this kid is like, he's got all these behavioral problems. There's this one really nasty Mother Superior nun, and apparently she used to give the lead actor acting coaching off like in between shooting. Well, she used to charge him like $30 an hour.
Dude, this lady's cool.
But like, she has a lot of credit. She's in a bunch of shit. So
she kind of has a Rutger Hauer quality, if you ask me.
I mean,
She looks like Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer is beautiful. This woman looks like an old boot.
Oh.
How many beers?
Like she's fine.
How many beers to fuck this old broad?
The old how many beers question. I think she is a queen, and I would do it without any beer.
I mean, you could say something mean about her.
Well, I did say she looked like Rucker Hauer.
That's an insult to Rucker Hauer.
Sounds like you just think Rucker Hauer is a really handsome fella.
I mean, she's completely unfuckable, in my opinion. Okay.
Okay.
I don't like her personality.
Oh,
and
well,
I
she's
hate her
very
face.
mean. I don't like the mean. I don't like mean people.
Well,
So
she's a cunt.
yeah, I would have to have a few beers just to fuck a mean person.
Well, you just said before that she was great.
Oh, I thought it was cool that she charged the little kid money for acting
Not
lessons.
the little kid, the adult version of him.
Oh, nice.
Which is, it would be funny if it was a little kid.
Yeah. That's
And
kind of
he didn't even understand what was going on.
yeah. But yeah, so the kid like does a weird drawing. He sees people fucking, and then the nun catches.
Whoa. Slow down. Okay. So he does a weird drawing and then he gets in trouble. And then, like, the nuns are talking, and this is like some exposition. There's a young nun who's like, he remembers, he knows. Look, he drew a picture of Santa Claus killing people. And then the old nun goes, he doesn't remember. He was too young. And it's like he was 5 years old and he was talking, and
he's drawing a picture about the thing that happened.
she's an idiot. And then eventually there's a Santa Claus comes to visit the orphanage, and the little kid's scared to sit on his lap and talk to him. So they pressure him to, come on, go sit on his lap. And Santa Claus asks him, like, what do you want for Christmas? And the little kid gives him a left-handed punch that knocks him 6 feet off his chair.
It's a pretty good punch, I would say. I was convinced.
Yeah, it's very convincing. But, that's in character because, spoiler alert, when he grows up, he becomes, like, very buff.
Oh, that's true, yeah. They wrote the buffness into the
It's the
little
rage.
kid, the early years, yeah.
It's the anger and the fear.
And Santa's like, after he gets punched, he's like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? And nobody is just being like, his parents were murdered by Santa. Like, why are we doing this to him?
The kid gets in trouble, and he gets, like, locked in his room.
Tied to the bed.
Yeah, he gets, like, tied to the bed. And then when he gets out of the room after a few days, he's, like, walking down the hallway, and then he hears something, and then he looks through a keyhole, and he sees, like, 2 teenagers having sex.
Yeah.
Which I have to say seemed a little far-fetched for this orphanage.
Just that there would be teenagers like that?
Yeah. There's no other teenagers in the entire movie. Or in the entire scene.
Yeah, that's true. It's like they just brought the teenagers in to have sex, which feels weird. Seems weird to me.
Maybe they rent a room
Yeah.
for kids. In Japan, they have these love hotels
Right.
because, like, you work so much and your house is so small that when you want to have sex, you have to go to, like, a hotel.
Oh, I thought it was
want
just for like affairs or whatever.
Or if you want to have an
closed door
affair.
stuff. Yeah.
Or just hook up with someone that night. But, yeah, it'd be cool if there was, like, a love hotel in a Catholic orphanage.
Yeah.
For teenagers.
Of course, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that would
With
be
a
really
giant
cool.
With a giant keyhole.
Yeah,
so everyone
perfect
can look.
eye-sized keyhole. And he's checking it out. Perfect view. Very lucky little kid. And then guess who shows up? Mother Superior.
Old Rucker Hauer himself.
Yeah. She goes in and fucking takes the belt off the guy's pants and then starts like whipping them as they're having sex.
Yeah,
And
cool.
He's very yeah. The little kid is like traumatized by that as well. He just keeps getting like re-traumatized.
And I think there's like flashbacks of his parents being murdered at the same time.
Yeah.
He's just constantly watching like in his mind's eye, like his mom's top ripped open and then Santa Claus slicing her throat.
Yeah. See, it's like a well-built psychological damage. It's well done.
Mean, look, they just they're really setting up the connection between the two. It's like Santa Claus, sex, violence, naughtiness.
The sex stuff, I guess it comes up throughout, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if they needed to necessarily have that the sex part injected into it. I feel like he saw his parents get killed by Santa. That's That's a lot for anybody.
Well, Adam, I mean, then now they can have like multiple topless scenes throughout the movie.
Right. Still, it's silly me.
What are you thinking?
Of course, my mistake.
Yeah. So what happens after this? The kid just, I think he eventually grows up. Like the next thing is like he gets a
eventually
job at
grows
the
up.
he gets the job at the toy store,
Yeah,
which is a hilarious scene.
where the good nun who cares about him and thinks that he actually has some trauma from seeing his parents get murdered by Santa is like helps him get a job, and she's like saying that it's like one of the orphans, and the guy's like Ira, the guy who runs the toy shop, is like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't need a kid for this job, and she's like, actually, and it's like a big boy, big man.
The camera starts at his feet and goes up, showing his body, and his crotch has like this jammed up moose knuckle, like awful 80s acid wash jeans on that are too tight, and his crotch is just all bent up weird.
Just a really mushed penis.
But then the camera keeps going, you see his like giant arms,
Yeah.
and he's such an LA California looking guy.
He looks just like Justin Bieber.
No, he doesn't. Doesn't even like blonde hair.
And his face,
Like a-
he has face like exactly like Justin Bieber.
I
All
mean,
right,
I
can't believe that
I don't
this
think
is
so.
a point of disagreement.
He does not look like Justin Bieber.
I'm shocked that you say this.
You have that face autism thing where you don't know what people look like.
I actually feel like I'm really good with faces. Like if I remember faces, you know, I could like spot a face I recognize very immediately, like in a crowded room. Anyway,
Like an adult Justin Bieber?
yeah, like, you know, he doesn't look, obviously they're different body types, but I was struck by, you know, the casting of this guy is like a little weird because he's like young, handsome, Bieber-y kind of guy, but he's supposed to be like scary and shit, you know. He doesn't have like a scary look at all, even when he's like by the end he still doesn't even like look scary really.
Well, that's the tension of the character, right? Like, you don't know which way he's going to go because as a kid, he's not exactly murdering people. Like,
Yeah,
the movie could still end up with him being attacked by Santa Claus or something. Like, you don't know that he's going to go on a killing spree at this point. You can't.
sure.
It's like it.
Sure.
And I think that casting this fucking hunk, this beefcake, you know,
Yeah,
I think it's like a cool. It's
That's
a
how you
cool
feel
like
about
curveball.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking hunk.
Sure. I guess it is like a surprise when you see him the first time when it does that pan up. Like, you're like, oh shit, that's what he turned into? It's not like what you expect. I feel like the movie knows that.
0 beers.
Yeah, of course. He might need a couple beers for us, you know, when he's fucking plowing both of us.
I'd fucking attached it. I'd attached to his cock like a goddamn bicycle pump. You know? Screwed in.
You'd give him the pillow treatment.
Yes,
You'd be the
exactly.
pillow on him.
I'd be the fucking pillow.
I don't blame you, dude.
Now, while he is very good looking, he's not actually the coolest guy who works at Iris Toys. It's that weird Italian guy in the back of the fucking store.
That really got me for some reason. I almost did a spit take. Yeah, there's a short Italian guy who's really mean to him, but that guy's cool as fuck.
He's like Joe Pesci, and
Yeah.
he does no work. He just sits at a desk in the back of the store, and whenever like Billy comes back there, he just yells at him.
Yeah, his like role in the store is a little confusing about like what his position is, because there's already like a guy who's running things. That's Ira, you know.
The store is probably the weakest element of the entire movie. It's where the low budget really hurts the film. Like, it's like a shitty toy store inside like something like the size. It's like in a building the size of a gas station,
Yeah,
Or
dude,
like
that's
a-
what toy
like a-
stores used to be like.
like a bodega. Yeah, but he has so many employees. There's like 4
No, it's
cash
like a
registers.
department store size, I would say, like old department store.
it's like an old grocery store. It's not
Yeah.
it's not that big, and you can see they're constantly rearranging toys to make it look more filled out.
Sure, sure. Well, their toy budget for this movie, probably
I'm
wasn't
sure
a
it was
lot considering. It's not as big as the
I'm sh-
Hollywood studios toy budget
yeah,
for
I'm
their
sure it cost a
movies.
ton of fucking money because they probably were just like, oh god, we have to buy toys.
Yeah.
We have to fill out the set with just toys that we buy.
There's a lot of like copyright or like how did they get the releases to the Jabba the Hutt action figure? That's there's boxes of it behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, back then no one cared, so you could have like Mr. Potato Head and Return of the Jedi and
Yeah.
Playmobil and all the like.
People were more chill back then.
Yeah, they just said I was like, whoa, hey, my products are in the movie. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey.
They feel like it makes them cool.
Hey, Mickey Mouse is in this movie where Santa Claus cuts a woman's throat in the first 5 minutes. This is hip. And also the front of Ira's store is completely painted over and you can't see outside, which
Yeah.
I think is like it's so they can shoot at night maybe, or
Yeah, that's a good call.
it's very much like, it looks like Clerks when the store shutters don't open.
Yeah. Wit thought that the window paintings looked like shit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They look like shit, and it makes the store look just like really gross and uninviting. Like,
I'm telling you, man, that's what stuff used to look like. You just forget. Like
That's not
old
true.
toy stores used to look like fucking warehouses.
okay, Adam, Miracle on 34th Street. It's a black and white movie from the 50s.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me something that happened to you on 34th Street.
It's like a gorgeous Macy's Christmas seasonal setup for like a department store.
Yeah, but remember, like, what wasn't there the
FAO
Toys R Us near
Schwartz.
you? Like, the Toys R Us, I feel like was a very warehousey sort of place where I grew up.
Yes.
Okay.
Toys R Us is very warehousey, but I mean, the shit on Irish shelves aren't even straight.
Yeah,
It's very thrown together.
yeah. Ira does not run a tight ship. One of the producers or something like that is named Ira, right?
Oh, well, that's an interesting factoid.
Yeah. I noticed that at the end. It says like an Ira something picture. And I was like, wait a minute. Like the Jewish toy store owner? Is that a
Is he
coincidence?
Jewish?
No, I don't think the actor is Jewish, but I mean Ira is not a Jewish name. Ira's not Jewish.
I mean, it could be. It sounds
Anyway.
pretty Jewy. It sounds Jewy.
Yeah, yeah. It's not if it's not Jewish, it's Jewy.
Ira.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Ira. I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
And I sell Christmas toys for all the children.
That's really good. I feel you know what that impression is the Jewish character on Family Guy. I feel like you nailed that character.
That's
Is his name Ira?
the guy from Jerky Boys.
Oh, really? Nice. I didn't know he had a
Saul.
voiceover
Hello,
career.
this is Saul Rosenberg.
Nice.
Trivia. The fucking first Radiohead album is named after a Jerky Boys bit.
Tom York's Big Jerky Boy head.
Pablo Honey. That's what they
Really?
named their first album after.
Nice. That's cool. I don't really remember anything by the Jerky Boys.
You didn't like the Jerky Boys?
No, I'm not saying I didn't like them. I'm just saying I don't remember anything by them.
Did you see the Jerky Boys movie?
I don't think I ever did.
I didn't even move the mic.
I'm impressed. What can I say? That was also the perfect response to somebody saying they have not seen the Jerky Boys movie.
Top 3 Jerky Boys albums. Go.
Pablo Honey.
No, that's Radiohead.
Right? I don't know. You got me. You go. This is obviously a point of passion for you. So
I'm going to say Jerky Boys 2 is the best one. Or actually, It's hard. No, Jerky Boys 1, because Jerky Boys 1 has this one bit about a guy trying to get a job at he's a mechanic. No, he's a car dealer. He's trying to get a job selling cars. It's the funniest thing the Jerky Boys ever did.
All right.
It's a Frank Rizzo.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Man, so anyway, at this fucking god-awful toy store that looks like shit,
Yeah, it's the worst toy store ever.
Billy is starting to get a crush on his fellow employee.
Yeah. Who's like in her 20s, just works at a toy store. There's just a weird age. These people are very weird ages, I would say. You know?
No, she's like 17. It's just that back then women looked older.
Oh, yeah.
More conservative.
Haircuts.
Yeah, she has big hair,
Yeah.
big curls.
Teenage girls love getting haircuts like middle-aged women to confuse men.
I was rewatching Blue Velvet, and Laura Dern's friends in that movie are so hideous and so old looking.
I've never been able to get through Blue Velvet.
Oh my god. Well, you're about to watch Santa Claus the movie in its entirety.
I know. I don't know why. I think I've like fallen asleep watching Blue Velvet like a couple times or something. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know.
How far did you get?
I got to the part where he's hiding in the closet and like through that scene.
And you just like fall asleep.
I don't know. Like his movies can be kind of like a little slow if you ask me. Take it easy.
You are
Take it easy.
you have terrible taste, Adam.
No. There's something about his movies that kind of put me to sleep. I'm not saying I don't like them. I don't know.
Oh boy.
This isn't a good.
Oh boy.
I saw Fire Walk with Me recently. First time. Thought it was good. Not that I didn't get sleepy. That happened. But I liked the movie.
So one thing this movie does that's really smart and really cool, and a lot of screenwriters should do it, is that this guy Billy has this crush on this girl, and then that night he has a dream where he has sex with her.
Yeah.
And this is great because it allows your character to have a sex scene with the female co-star, but then you don't actually have to write any plot development to make it happen.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's just it's like it's like the best plot development. It's like, oh, he can't have sex with her, so then of course we got to show a sex scene.
Yeah.
And also, it's funny the idea of like being asleep, having a dream, and in your sex dream, it's like a PG rated
Yeah.
sex scene where you're just like slowly touching a woman,
Yeah.
and you're just like unsure.
And all the private parts are covered up by arms and knees and shit. Yeah.
That's just a brilliant way to shoot a scene, you know?
Totally. All my sex dreams are fully clothed. So.
All my sex dreams are like Austin Powers when he's walking around with the objects in the room covering his genitals.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always trying to like look around the object to be like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see Elizabeth Hurley naked.
You like walk to the side of this TV.
But then the object, it's like that Simpsons with the dream with the coyote, and it just like I can't see Marge's face. I can't see her boobs and her butt. I'm just
Can't
like,
see Elizabeth Hurley's butt. That's like just like Marge's head.
It's my nightmare, dude.
That sucks, man.
Can you imagine
sex
if somebody
dreams are fucking awesome?
Can you imagine if somebody thought that episode was like of The Simpsons was like really cool, but they didn't like, but then they didn't like David Lynch movies?
For the listeners, he's saying that because I've said that the episode is cool.
But Blue Velvet is just it's sleepy. It makes me sleepy.
I don't like the 50s, you know.
The cordiness.
Like I don't know. It seems kind of lame to me. Like
What about
David
what
Lynch
about
has
Dennis
like
Hopper?
I love Dennis Hopper. But yeah, sometimes I'm like,
You love Dennis Hopper, but you just don't like his best performance in his best movie.
well, I haven't seen the full thing, I guess, because I kept falling asleep. But I do like Dennis Hopper. My favorite performance of his is Easy Rider. He's funny in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome.
He's kind
Skin.
of the I don't know. I feel like he's responsible for whatever that movie sparked more so than a lot of, or I don't know, like something about.
You think the director of the movie is responsible? Interesting.
Oh fuck, I forgot. But just like his performance too is like very. I guess that's like kind of what he was doing in his early career. That was that kind of shit. But like, I don't know. It's like a funny performance that I feel like I hadn't seen in movies earlier than that ever. I don't know what my
Well,
point is.
he was like he's in like 50s movies with like James Dean. He's in Giant.
Oh, that's cool.
He's he was a very affected 50s kind of actor. But then he just, I guess with Easy Rider, it was just like, fuck it, we're gonna be as real and raw as possible.
And boy, were they.
Which is like an interesting turn because not a lot of guys did that.
Yeah. That's what I've decided for myself recently, by the way, that I'm going to be as real and raw as possible.
Really?
Just fucking like, you know, leaving cabinets open and like not saying please, that kind of shit.
Born to be wild, do.
Yeah. That's
Pretty
that's the song that plays in my head when I don't, put knives back in the,
So,
what?
are you pretending? Are you pretending to be boring, or are you just a boring guy?
I'm just I don't know.
I mean, I can't figure this out of it.
Yeah, I guess that's I guess I'm not real
But
and
also,
raw.
you're like, you're like ironically boring.
Yeah, it's ironic.
You're just like, I'm boring.
Yeah, that's it. I'm putting it on. It's not me. I'm actually very interesting. Sharp, quick-witted. This is just for the show.
How's that working out for you?
It's going great.
It'd be really funny if you're just like driving. You're just driving down the road one day, and you're like listening to NPR, like Chapo, Trap House, like some boring podcast. And then two truckers just like look at you and just like are disgusted and kill you, shoot you with a shotgun.
Yeah,
I
like
hate-
just because I'm fucking a boring idiot, not because I'm like a hippie on a motorcycle.
Yeah, you're just a boring idiot, and they just like are so pissed.
I
Just
mean,
fucking kill.
I get it. That would be cool.
You just be like, oh, geez, am I gonna be shot in the head?
Yeah, that'll be cool if that happens.
I better put in my toe spreaders.
Don't bring that up on the podcast.
I need my toe spreaders. This shotgun blast to the face is really gonna mess up my posture.
I've told you explicitly to never mention my toe spreaders on the podcast.
I wear toe
really fucked
spreaders, everybody.
I used to wear toe spreaders more frequently than I do now to try to fix my poor feet. I have poor little feet.
Imagine Kyle MacLachlan's like in the closet of your house, and he's just like watching you get home one day, and you just come home and like you put on your toe spreaders, or you get on your like stupid $5 back spinal spreader.
No,
he's
it's not.
like
That's not $5. It's $60.
he's just like horrified watching you like do your like awful boring like weird rituals.
Yeah. It just it requires a lot of upkeep. To have this well-oiled machine.
He's just completely aghast at you.
Yeah, he just takes his own life in my closet.
Well, I guess he didn't see what happened in the movie, so you don't know.
That's not
You
what
just
happens.
think you're just like, I'm going to bed, so I guess all the characters killed themselves.
Yeah. That's how movies end when I fall asleep during them. That's what I decide.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed now, is what I say to myself as I fall asleep.
So anyway, eventually, after working at the shop, things are going well.
they're going really well. They're going montage well.
Yeah, Billy's being a good employee. Ira likes him. He watches him, do his job, like fix a couple of coloring books.
There's a lot
And
of shots of Ira watching him smiling and nodding as he's like fixing shelves.
And then Christmas time rolls around, and Billy's starting to get a little nervous. There's like pictures of Santa Claus in the office. There was supposed to be like a Santa Claus talking to the kids, taking pictures, but he can't show up. So they put Billy in the costume.
Of course. Who else would you ask to play Santa besides the young Aryan hunk, you know?
The fucking bicycle tube. With
What?
With the inflatable pump. You know what I'm talking about.
No, what do you say?
This is a callback to when I was going to suck him off like a bicycle
Oh, sure.
pump. But anyway, they put him in, and he just starts like freaking out immediately. He's like staring off into space. He's getting all these flashbacks to his parents being murdered.
He's telling the little girl when she's on his lap, she's like whispering, like, "Are you naughty?" Like, freaking her out.
Yeah, it's not going well. The nun calls, and she wants to talk to Billy, and she's like, that really cool guy who works in the back. I don't know his character name, but he's just like a Mario kind of guy. He's like, yeah, Billy got a new job. He's now Santa Claus.
And the nun's like, "Fuck, why did I get him a job at a toy store?"
He's obviously going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little far-fetched. He hasn't really shown any violent tendencies so far, besides drawing pictures. But she's concerned.
Yes.
So then that night, there's a rockin' holiday party at the toy store.
Hell yeah. It's a fuck fest.
Ira is so excited to get shit-faced.
Yeah.
He walks to the toy store and he's just like, "Let's get shit-faced."
Yeah. Literally.
Let's get fucking shit-faced. Yeah.
To like his 4 employees.
Yeah, his like 4 employees. They like pour drinks and they take like one sip, and then that cool Mario guy just immediately takes the girl Billy likes to the back of the warehouse.
Yeah. Yeah, while the other employees are in a small circle are singing a Christmas song, he whispers like, "Hey, let's go fuck," in the back, and then they leave. They sneak out effectively while the other 3 are singing the song like idiots.
Yeah, and Billy's wearing his Santa Claus outfit. He's just staring at him.
Yeah.
And he follows them back there, and they have very they very slowly undress each other in a sensual manner.
Yes. Go on.
And Billy, he's getting horny, but he's also thinking it's time to punish these people.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
I
forget what weapon he uses. He
wraps the Christmas lights around the guy's. Well, the guy starts. No, the girl doesn't want to fuck, and so the guy is like, "Come on," you know.
Oh yeah, he's like a little rapey.
Yeah, he gets rapey, and he rips the woman's shirt open, like the way his mom's shirt got ripped open, and then he starts having crazy. He starts going into freak out mode.
Well, he does like rape foreplay.
Yeah. No, I mean, Billy has
Billy looks like Billy looks like the kid in The Shining. He's like shaking, he's twitching.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy's like raping this woman, and he's like licking her nipples.
Okay.
And it's like, I mean, I get it that it's uncomfortable to shoot a rape scene and you don't want to make it too unpleasant for everybody, but
sure.
Making him just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you hot and bothered."
Yeah. Oh, you want it to be more real.
I mean, I just want the actors not to look like idiots.
Yeah. I honestly thought that the actress in the dream sex scene with Billy earlier, it seemed like she looked uncomfortable in that scene as well, I would say. So, that's never fun to watch. You want to be
probably
having a
was
good time.
uncomfortable.
Of course. I mean, wouldn't you be? Somebody was licking your nipples?
I would get nervous.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't be nervous, William. Let the little Italian man lick your nipples.
He's like, "Come here. Let me see those nips. Yeah.
I
Just
don't
rips my
actually, I
top,
don't remember him actually doing the nipple licking thing that you're saying, but
ripping the top off.
yeah,
Just, yeah, come here, Billy.
yeah. Oh
Because
man.
in my fantasy, I'm Billy.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that you were the actress.
Because that's my nickname, Billy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
you are
Billy
Billy.
kills him, and then this chick is totally ungrateful. She's like mad that Billy murdered her coworker.
Yeah, what a bitch.
She starts slapping Billy, and
She
so then
starts being a
Billy's
real
like,
bitch.
yeah, I mean, these broads, you do everything for them,
Yeah,
and it's just never enough.
these chicks.
You can't just kill a guy.
So she gets pissed, and then he ends up killing her too. I guess. Kind of a bad move, if you ask me, for a girl that you like.
Yeah, he like stabs her.
Yeah.
Well, she was a whore, and the nun taught him that people who have sex are bad. So
Right. Yeah, that nun did some really good work on this kid that had severe mental trauma.
yeah, and you know what? That depiction of the nun is totally accurate.
What are you saying?
I mean, they're awful people, nuns.
Yeah, I mean, damn. I'd be so pissed if a nun was talking to me like that. It wouldn't make me want to be religious, you know?
Yeah, be like, come on, fuck off, lady.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to watch two people have sex.
Yeah. Do you mind?
Oh yeah. What am I not supposed to look?
Get your own
I'm 11
keyhole.
Yeah, I'm 11 years old.
Yeah. That's a big moment. If you're 11 and that doesn't go bad, that's like the greatest thing that's ever happened to you until that point.
It's true.
You know,
One
that,
time when I
that
was
nun just like let him have it.
One time when I was a kid, my brother and my cousins, we used to go like river rafting around Sacramento,
No, that sounds cool.
or like the Russian River and stuff. And
Like whitewater rafting?
no, just like down like a river.
Okay.
There'd be like a few little whitewater-ish parts, but mostly it's just pretty basic.
Okay.
But one year, so our grandpa would launch us up the river, and then he would meet us down at the end of the river.
That's cool.
So one year we were going on the river, and we saw two people having sex, like two teenagers.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and this is like the first time I ever saw like a naked woman like in the flesh.
Yeah.
And I remember after we got like with it, like we're going super slow, and we're just staring at them, and they're just staring at us. And
I
then
was
when
going
we
to
were
ask
like,
if they noticed.
and then like when we were about like 50 feet past, not even, like they could hear us. I yelled out to my brother, I'm like, "Hey, David, did you see that girl's tits?" And he was like, "Shut up."
Imagine what that girl must have been feeling at that moment. You guys looked really cool. I bet.
She probably was mad at her boyfriend for just making her fuck by the river
Yeah.
and having a bunch of kids look at him.
Dude, yeah, no, that's congrats to your little boy self for that though. I get that that's a big moment.
That's one of my most cherished memories. And if some nun
course.
hit me in the head afterwards, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, totally. Also picture it from the guys who's fucking having sex. Like he's having sex finally, and then a nun comes in and starts whipping him with his own belt.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
That would be.
So
That
now
would
Ira
not
gets
be
suspicious. He's wondering, like, what's going on with all my coworkers? I'm just
Yeah.
talking to this old broad. Where are the young kids at?
Yeah.
He goes in the back and sees Billy murdered two of them. So Billy freaks out. He takes a hammer and just smashes Ira in the head.
There's a nice blood. There's a nice splatter in this movie. It's got like brains in it and shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
The effects
Irish.
are good for a low budget movie.
Yeah, like after Friday the 13th, you had to have good effects
Yeah, that makes sense.
in your slasher movie. You gotta, and whenever someone dies, you have to show their body on the floor.
That's a Friday the 13th thing.
It's just a horror movie thing, but you have to show. You always have to show the corpse.
If you cut away from the kill, at least. You know what I mean? If like pace wise, it makes sense for you to not show. Or does he? Because do we see that him kill Ira? I feel like we don't see the actual thing happen.
Yeah, Ira. I mean, they didn't really have the visual effects to do that.
Yeah. So maybe that's why. But yeah, so you don't see the kill, but you get a really nice little money shot of him with the hammer in his head.
What you do see though is Billy shoot this woman with a bow and arrow in the toy
Yeah.
store,
Yeah.
which is hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, how's he going to catch her? Little did I know he had a bow and arrow.
Perfect toy store weapon.
Yeah. Every toy store has a bow and arrow that has actual arrows.
And then the movie wastes no time. Billy just leaves the store, and then within the neighborhood, he finds a house where two teenagers are having sex
Yeah.
in a pretty cool, like basement hangout room.
Yeah, totally. It's got a pool table and like there's a lot of paintings of tigers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool thing. And the guy too who's having sex, he like never takes his jeans off, which is fucking pimp.
Yeah, and this and the girl is played by Linnea Quigley from like Return of the Living Dead and
Oh,
Night of the Demons.
fucking Trash.
Yeah, trash.
Trash is that's a pretty cool character to be.
You know, she's a scream queen. She's a
Yeah. But Trash is
uh,
like a fucking she should be more higher up in the Scream Queen character, pantheon. Trash is cool.
well. Number one, you got to have Jamie Lee Curtis,
Of course.
possibly Janet Leigh.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You
I know
know,
what you're saying. Sure.
Psycho.
Is that it?
You ever see Psycho?
I fell asleep. Just kidding. Of course. I want to see the other Psychos. I've heard they're good.
Oh yeah, Psycho 2 and 3. They Psycho 2 and 3 kind of have a similar thematic vibe with Silent Night Deadly Night because Norman Bates gets out of the mental hospital and he starts working at a diner and he has like a female coworker who he's
Wait, it's
kind
like
of
the
into.
same fucking thing?
Yeah, I mean it's the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff, I guess, for Psychos.
But you have Anthony Perkins.
Right. And he's good, right? I've heard he's good in these movies.
They're pretty good. I'm not that big of a fan of them. I really like the first one. I know like Tarantino, I think he likes the Psycho sequels more than the original.
Well, they're like
Well,
80s slasher movies, right? But like but like in the Psycho world.
Yeah, and like Tarantino said, like he likes De Palma movies more than Hitchcock movies because De Palma could actually could show the things that Hitchcock wanted to that Hitchcock couldn't.
That's cool. I get that.
But I mean, is he retarded? I mean, come on, those Hitchcock movies are
Of course.
really well made.
If you say so.
I mean, I don't want to go out on a limb here, but this Alfred Hitchcock guy, he's pretty talented.
I'll have to check him out. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
so
he kills
Billy's-
Linnea Quigley.
well, yeah, but also she's like running around the house, opening the door,
Yeah.
completely topless.
She's also in jeans. It's a very jean-heavy household.
She's in jean shorts,
Yeah.
Daisy Dukes, and she does not look uncomfortable, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
What are you implying?
I'm saying this chick, this actress, she likes being nude.
I mean, Return of the Living Dead. Maron.
Well, you know the story about her being naked in Return of the Living Dead.
No.
She, there was like some concern, but they're like, "Do you think she should be naked?" Or I don't know, like this is kind of nuts. And then,
Yeah, you want to be like respectful.
and then she was like, "Okay, I got an idea." And then she went to the trailer and shaved her pubic hair. And then they were like, "Okay, I don't think we can do that." So then I think they had to make her like a
Merkin.
like a merkin.
Dude, that's one of the most dedicated actor moves I've ever heard.
You want me to shave my puss?
I know what the problem is. I'll be right back.
Do you think Meryl Streep does that?
Yeah, that's like a James Gandolfini sort of move. Daniel
I'm
Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave my balls for this role.
Yeah.
Preparing.
Daniel Day-Lewis just plays a guy. His method acting is playing a guy who has no pubes the whole movie.
Abraham Lincoln had no pubic hair. There's this new movie with Kate Winslet, And what's that actress's name from Lady Bird?
Uh,
Saoirse.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, like they have a pretty intense lesbian scene.
Oh shit.
What's it called?
Mr.
Antoinette.
Skin. I'll be logging into my Mr. Skin account.
I haven't seen the movie. I have seen the lesbian sex scene.
Nice. Of course. You
I
gotta
haven't
check it
even.
out. It's like watching the preview before you. Sorry, you watch the whole movie.
Yeah, like I haven't even. I didn't even know the movie existed. I just clicked on a link and I was like, oh, okay.
I guess I'm watching this now.
But
That's cool, man.
if it kind of felt like Portrait of a Lady on Fire or something.
I didn't see that. Did you?
Just like period piece lesbian drama.
Oh, I see. But you're saying outside of the scene that you watched.
Because yeah, then I watched a trailer with no sound on, and it was kind of like a Blue Velvet experience. Like I got bored, so I started clicking around.
Yeah,
Just like this movie looks dumb.
that's cool. Yeah, I get what you're saying when you say Blue Velvet experience. That helps.
You
put me
know,
there.
when a movie is released and you've never heard of it and has no buzz, it probably sucks.
Yeah, you like it's buried.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard of this movie I'm talking about?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But am I
like-
going to look it up? You better believe it.
Well, like a really good sex scene can make a movie popular. Like
Wild Things.
Wild Things and also Havoc, that Anne Hathaway movie.
Oh, sure.
That was like a big deal when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, they might as well just release the scenes. They don't need to make the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they bother.
Yeah. So he kills these two lovers, like a real jerk.
They're being naughty, and
They're
then
being naughty.
but they're
Because-
babysitting, and then this little girl comes out, and this is probably the second best scene in the movie because like you don't know if he's just gonna take his axe and just cut her head off.
Yeah. But that would make
Or-
him naughty.
You
what
don't
I'm
know
saying?
you don't know if he's gonna pick up the little girl and just throw her on a pair of antlers on the wall like
Yeah,
Linnea Quigley.
But like if he did that, then he would be naughty. Do you understand?
I think this scene happens also in Christmas Evil. Like anytime there's like a horror movie with like children, there's always like a scene where the bad guy, it's like, is he gonna kill the little girl? Is he not gonna kill the little girl? Like
That's the save the cat moment, I guess, of the movie.
that's your second Save the Cat reference in the pod.
Oh man, there's gonna be so many.
But
Taught me everything I know.
Frankenstein, you ever see that? 1931.
I watched it recently.
Yeah, he picks up the little girl and throws her in the river.
Oh yeah, that scene's awesome.
And like,
I mean, he really does throw a little girl into the river.
because he's like he's like an of Mice and Men Lenny kind of guy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I think for this movie, I think it's good that he doesn't kill the little girl because it's like true to his character.
Yeah. Also, he's a baby faced and stuff, and it's like the guy's good. I think the actor who's playing Billy is good. He does, he does what he can. He does a pretty good job, I think. But well, the movie, the like setup of the movie is all.
Yeah, he kills
us
naughty
connecting-
children.
Well, it's like what? No, but not only that, but like the setup of the movie is connecting us with him as he's the protagonist of the movie, but he's the killer.
Oh my
Isn't
God.
Isn't that strange? Isn't that bizarre?
Oh my God, I've never seen that in a movie before.
I mean, I don't.
In the new Christopher Nolan movie Tenet, the main character is named protagonist on IMDb.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's so
You think
cool.
that's in the script? It's just like,
Can you imagine Christopher Nolan writing that?
just like, are you done?
That's some balls, dude. If you to call your protagonist the protagonist.
Just give him a name like Joe or something. Or
Yeah.
like, who do you think you are?
He's out of control. We need to rein in Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean these screenplays are just getting dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you see Tenet? Is it good?
I'm waiting for the 4K version.
Oh, nice.
You know, if I'm gonna watch this shitty movie, I want to see it in the best possible version.
Sure. So he kills these he kills the lovers. He also kills these jocks that steal like this nerd sled.
You kill some bullies, all right?
That's a
These
good
two
scene.
It's a good scene. It's very funny. It's just a little bizarre that these two kids on Christmas Eve are sledding around midnight,
Yeah.
and then two jocks out of nowhere come. They're just like, "Oh, do a little midnight sledding, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fuck you, kids!" And they take their sleds, and then they're like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna ride these sleds down the mountain." So then, one bully goes down. He's waiting at the bottom of the mountain. The other one goes down, and then Billy pops out behind a bush and just cuts his head off with an axe.
Yeah.
And then the head rolls down, and the other kid's screaming. And
Well, the other kid
this,
doesn't realize that he's been decapitated, and he's like waiting for him at the bottom, and he's like, "Come on!"
oh yeah, and then his body comes down without
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah,
This is a scene I remember as a kid. This one really stuck out to me.
that's a good one. Yeah,
When you're 5 years old, this is just like, oh yeah, this is fucking
inject
hilarious.
this into my veins.
This really works for me.
Totally.
I'm
yeah,
so happy I
he's-
watched movies like this as a kid.
Yeah, it made
You
you
know?
cool.
Imagine if I turned out like you.
You wouldn't last a fucking day as me.
Well, but what kind of movies did you like? When was the first slasher movie that you saw?
I saw Psycho when I was pretty young. I saw Psycho in maybe fourth grade or something like that.
Was that like intense for you? Like, whoa.
Yeah, I remember it being intense. I don't know. I just didn't. I liked Three Amigos, stuff like that.
I mean, I like Three Amigos too.
Yeah, I know. I just never really had a.
Well, that thing is like a big difference between even like we're what 3 years apart or something. Like, there's one big difference between those age groups, and that is when I was a kid, I lived across the street from an independent video store that would have movies like this, and you could just rent them.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Blockbuster became like the normal video store chain, they just
Oh, you
stopped
couldn't
carrying.
rent them.
Yeah, they stopped carrying movies like this. They wouldn't let kids rent them. Like my brother and sister and I would go to the store. It was called Naked Eye on Haight Street in San Francisco. We'd go there and we just rent slasher movies one after the other.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we'd also watch like Top Secret.
Sure. Yeah, because I mean, your kids, you like that shit.
And also I watched the My Pet Monster movie. So, I like some kids' movies.
That's cool.
Yeah, so now like the next day they're freaking out. There's 5. We got like 5 bodies on our hands, like maybe more than that, including the toy store.
Yeah.
There's this one cop who looks really funny with a mustache driving around.
He's
and
complaining. He complains about there's a guy that's killing people. He hears on the radio that there's a guy that's killing people, and he's dressed like Santa, and he's like complaining about having to go after Santa on Christmas Eve.
Well, now it's Christmas Day,
Oh right, sure.
and he's
Oh
driving.
no, because we see them before that because remember they
Yeah,
go
the
after the
night-
dad, or they think they catch him because they see him climbing into a window. So
right,
break
the night
into his
before,
house.
there's a scene where they see a Santa Claus in a house going through the window, and they bust in, and they point their guns at him, and it's just like, "Hey, it's the dad." But didn't it kind of look like he was like gonna molest the daughter?
Yeah.
Like it looked
Sure.
really creepy, and also like Santa Claus doesn't like just go in the kid's bedroom.
Yeah, sneak over to the little kid while they're sleeping. That's like Tooth Fairy shit.
Put a ladder against a window, open it, crawl in the bedroom.
Yeah, what was he gonna do if they didn't walk in?
Yeah, and then the next day,
But
so
also
even
those
though
cops point guns. They point the guns at the guy who they think is the killer, but they're also just pointing guns at a little girl.
yes, and the next day,
It's good shit.
after that mistaken identity, he then sees another Santa Claus at the orphanage, and
Oh well, they tell him the nun, the sister nun, who's it was his the one who took care of him and stuff she realizes that he's making his way to the orphanage, so the cops send a guy that cop gets sent there to the orphanage to wait for him to come and catch him to put a stop to him finally.
right, and he sees a Santa Claus who doesn't even do anything, just literally like tries to shake a little girl's hand.
Yeah,
And
he slowly walks towards kids as they're playing in the yard of or like in the playground of the orphanage.
and then the cop shoots him like 5 times.
Yeah,
And blood splatters on the little kid.
yeah.
And
Just traumatizing a whole other generation of.
I mean, he didn't even pull a gun out. He didn't even have a bag.
Yeah.
He didn't have any,
His justification was that he's like, I said stop, and he didn't. And the nun is like, he's deaf. He's like the father of the Catholic orphanage. He's an old man.
Yeah, and it's hilarious because the night before he had another mistaken identity thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, shit, I guess I shouldn't have shot him.
This is why people are saying defund the police, dude. This kind of shit.
I'm sorry, but Adam, I like the police. I don't like the term defund.
Well, look, if they're going to be shooting Santa Clauses that aren't the bad kind, they're out of control.
America doesn't like, you don't mess with Santa Claus. And that's the thing Siskel and Ebert were saying.
Yeah.
We draw the fucking line at Santa Claus.
Stay away from my Santa. That's what Siskel said.
These filmmakers are sick. This is blood money they got in their hands.
God, a loser.
He sucks. And also, Ebert, you should know better.
Oh, he was agreeing with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ebert fucking does that. He's like me. He has opinions that he doesn't know. He's not quite sure why he has these opinions sometimes.
You know what movie he really hated and was just like, I just didn't feel comfortable for the way they treated this woman.
What?
Blue Velvet.
Oh, really? He also didn't like Rushmore. He gave Rushmore a bad review.
He doesn't he has bad taste in comedies and bad taste in horror movies.
Mm.
But then he'll watch any fucked up art film, drama, like Natural Born Killers, and it'll just be 4 stars, brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, you think Natural Born Killers is special, but Silent Night, Deadly Night is over the line? Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
So anyway, the cop kills Santa Claus, but he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I know I killed a guy, a priest or whatever, but
yeah, after he kills the guy, he just keeps hanging around the orphanage.
Well, he's got to protect it. He's the
Yeah.
protector. So there's a really cool scene where he goes into the basement and walks around in a circle and then doesn't find anything. And he's like, oh, okay. And then just like The Shining, out of nowhere, Billy takes his axe and just fucking stabs him right in the chest.
Yeah.
Killing
I saw
him.
it coming. I don't want to brag, but I
Dumb.
saw that coming.
Yeah. I mean, he's a stupid cop.
Yeah. I mean, why would he go down into this base? First of all, there's no backup. He's just walking around the perimeter by himself. He sees this thing. He just why would he go down in the basement, leaving the entire orphanage full of children vulnerable?
Well, he sees the doors open.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. All right,
why
fine.
would he go in there?
I mean, just because the door is open. I think that was a bad idea, but that's just me.
Well, hindsight is 2020 when you watch a man get killed by an axe murderer.
Yeah, I guess so. No judgment.
But so then after killing the cop, Billy's like, I'm going to go inside. And
He cuts off the snowman's head too as he goes in.
That's pretty awesome.
That's fucked up.
That really pissed off Siskel.
Yeah.
He's like, growing up in Chicago, the snowman was one of our favorite local activities, and this movie is sick.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the cancer is just metastasizing inside his body.
They say I got cancer. It's metastasizing.
Metastasizing. Thank you. I don't want to joke about Siskel getting cancer anymore.
Why?
Okay, let's keep doing it.
The cancer probably. I mean, I remember my friend and I, we watched the Siskel and Ebert of Hercules, the Disney movie.
Okay.
And Roger Ebert's just Siskel gets his spiel, and Roger Ebert's like, "What are you talking about? It's like a movie for kids." And Siskel's just rambling like an idiot, and we both agreed that like, oh yeah, man, Siskel's the cancer's just eating his head. Like he's just fucking dumb now. He's mindless.
It was just the cancer reviewing Hercules at that point.
Yeah, it's just Roger Ebert's like, come on, it's a kids movie. What are you talking about? Like, I don't remember what he said, but he had like by then his eyeball was like bugging out of his head. You know,
Oh,
his tumors were so big.
yeah. Damn. It was brain cancer?
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
the good one.
Dude, both of us are going to get brain cancer now.
Who cares?
He's haunting us. He's going to haunt us.
Cancer's not that bad.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know,
All right. If you say so.
it's like your body's playing a goof on you.
Yeah. Gotcha. Little April Fool's joke.
Hey, there's a lump in your skull.
April Fools. So he cuts off the snowman's head, pissing off Siskel. And then the little kid just lets him in to the orphanage. And that was a big mistake.
Yeah, Billy comes in with the kid, and everybody's like, "Oh no, is Billy gonna kill all the children? Is he gonna be a bad boy? Are
They're
these
saying it
kids
very
naughty?
coyly, like that.
Are they good? I don't know what's gonna happen." And then
No.
the sheriff shows up and shoots Billy and kills him in front of all the children.
Well, the kid is... Billy's about to kill the Mother Superior, who's old, very old now and in a wheelchair.
And who deserves it?
Of course. She's the worst person in the whole movie. Billy's a victim.
The
Oh, well, she's not the worst person in the whole movie. I guess there's that guy
I
at the
think she
beginning.
is. No, that guy's awesome. That guy is just having a great night, you know. He's
Yeah.
making like first he steals $28 from a gas station.
Yeah.
Kills that guy. And then he just like rapes and murders an entire family on the side of the road.
That's
In
a
the
problem.
cold.
Yeah, that's a problem in America. A growing problem in America is people running around in these like crime rampages for no real
Yeah.
reason.
He's playing GTA by himself.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he really is. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
he's not thinking any of this through. And,
Yeah.
and wearing the Santa Claus outfit, not a smart idea.
He's gonna regret that in the morning.
You think he woke up the next day just like,
Fuck,
shit.
what did I do? Yeah.
It was like me, myself, and Irene. He wakes up, he like pisses and like, he goes on the wall. It's like, oh boy.
I have a story about that. My brother, when he saw me, myself, and Irene in the theater, and he went to go pee afterwards, and he was peeing in a urinal, and because we lived in Clearwater, Florida. While he was peeing, Hulk Hogan walked up to the urinal next to him and started peeing too, and he goes, "I gotta piss like Jim Carrey," to my brother.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you think he had just fucked Bubba the Love Sponge's wife?
Probably.
Do you think he said that to Bubba the Love Sponge after he banged his wife?
Yeah. So yeah, that's a cool. A lot of people have little Hulk Hogan stories like that from where I live and work from where
I just don't believe Hulk Hogan could be that blue.
I know, man. He was the all-American guy, the eat your vitamins sort of guy.
Yeah,
How could he?
He was like the white Mr. T.
It's because of his time as Hollywood Hogan in the NWO.
Then yeah, that was the bad era.
That turned him bad.
The heel era.
Yeah. That's like that's what you were going through when you were 5 watching these movies. You were going through your Hollywood Hogan phase.
Do you remember the thing that ruined Hulk Hogan's legacy?
Yeah. I think I do know what you're talking about.
Did
Do you
he
want
say
to
the
tell the
N-word?
audience?
He said the N-word, right?
Yeah.
But I get him mixed up with Dog the Bounty Hunter.
No, Dog the
Because-
Bounty Hunter's like clean as a whistle, man. He's an
But they
upstanding
both did the
citizen.
same thing where they like left a message
Oh, they did. Oh, he did.
where they were ranting about like dating a black person and saying the N-word over and over again. And,
Oh,
like,
I didn't know that about Dog. Fuck, Dog. What are you doing? Man?
and they both like were immediately canceled. Like Hulk Hogan got taken off the WWE like Hall of Fame page.
It's kind of funny that people were surprised about Dog the Bounty Hunter being like that. It's like I feel like because he was on TV, people were thinking that he was like part of like the cast of Parks and Rec.
He's like John Cryer.
Yeah, basically. But you know who is a really good guy? Guy Fieri.
Yeah, he gives food to the firemen.
And he also pays his crew really well, I've heard. And is like just a really good boss.
There is one troubling thing that he did where he got off a flight in San Francisco.
Okay.
And his like weird gay hairdresser guy is just like sobbing afterwards in this like TMZ video. And they're like, "Why are you crying, man?" He's like, "I don't want to talk about it." It's just like, "What happened on the plane, man? What's going on?" He's like, I can't talk about it."
Was pissed.
They're just like, "The Guy Fieri beat the shit out of you on that airplane, like bully you? Like what's going on in that plane?"
He was pissed because he didn't frost his tips, right?
No, come on, man. You gotta frost the tips.
Yeah.
No, Jesus Christ.
Guy Fieri also supports, a lot of small businesses. I fucking love Triple D. For me, if I'm in a hotel room, two things I'll want to watch the most are Forensic Files and Triple D. Double F and Triple D.
Yeah, too bad all the food on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives sucks.
It looks good sometimes. Don't be such a snob.
They just pick whatever random ass place.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely
That's
tell
available.
that sometimes it's the food, like the restaurant that they're at is like, this is just kind of an okay place with some like loud asshole as the owner. So it's like, fun. It's all,
It's good. Hey, it's a good TV show, but
yeah,
I don't want to eat that garbage.
fair enough. No, you don't. You have a very strict diet, very clean. You're a very clean eater. You want to tell the audience what happened to you today?
Are you talking about the 5 diarrheas I had today?
Yeah. You really Charlie Rosed up your bathroom, from what I hear.
I made myself a giant omelet and drank like a ton of coffee.
You got to have some veggies in there or something.
I had veggies in the omelet.
Or maybe you need more carbs. I don't know. I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to save you, man.
I think it's the coffee. I just went really. I make pour overs, and I think I just put too much in this morning, and it just like it emptied me out.
Yeah. Sounds like that's such a disgusting phrase for you to use. Knowing what happened to you today, it emptied you out.
It was like I got like wrung dry.
Oh god, yeah, just like a washcloth, just like a really
Imagine my
muscly,
lower-
like a really muscly Russian guy, just like wringing out a washcloth. That was you.
Or like my lower intestines, the big thick
Yeah,
tract, just pushing it all out.
that's good. Well, I'm glad you made it through. It's stronger than ever.
Yeah, like emptying out a sausage husk.
God.
They should show the scene of after they eat the food on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, where Guy Fieri takes like a horrific diarrhea.
Yeah, that should be over the credits of every episode. Is the shits that he takes after eating from these places.
And he's just like, "Oh man," and he's just like wiping his brow.
Yeah, sweating.
Just like sweating. It's hot. He's like, "All right."
One time,
gonna wipe that up, flush it.
dude, seriously, me and Wit and Barb and a few other people, we knew somebody who was trying to get people for a Guy Fieri produced show on the Food Network. It was like the next Food Network star or something like that. And
It's like a pitch. You went to like a test recording.
no, it was
Like
it was
a
an
pilot?
episode that like aired. No. It was a part of like a season, like a show. And we went to this one restaurant in LA where they were doing this one guy's deal, or every like contestant on this reality show to be like the next big Food Network host. It's like they had their own version of a show that they were going to try to pitch. And this guy's pitch was, he looked just like Guy Fieri, by the way. And he, his show would have been that he goes to restaurants and he takes their most popular dish and makes a pie style version out of it. He calls it pie style.
Lame.
And he just makes like a pot pie out of it.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And so we went there and they were like, don't eat before you come. Like there's going to be a ton of food and everything. And we're like, fuck, this is awesome. And like none of us were like, we were all like out of work and shit at the time. And we're so pumped, and we had to wait like 4 hours outside in the sun and shit. And then they finally brought us in and sat us down, and we were like so hungry, and they gave us this stuff, and it was like this pot pie, grilled cheese with roast beef in it and shit. Like we had like the restaurant's
Delicious.
version and the pie style version, and boy, that was a tough one to get out afterwards.
You had to take a big shit afterwards, huh, Adam?
Yeah, I had to. Bingo. Ding, ding, ding.
So it was a pie with roast beef and cheese.
It was like a pot pie with like a just
With-
really cheesy and like a ton of like, or maybe it was like pulled pork or something like that. But it was
Oh,
just like
yeah,
that really
bro.
heavy. It was so fucking
Oh,
heavy.
yeah. So awesome. And then what was the original dish? Like a sandwich?
Yeah, it was like a grilled cheese, like pulled pork grilled cheese sandwich. So.
Yeah, baby.
So I had a really, yeah. I know what Guy Fieri. I have a little taste of what he must go through, what his life must be like. No
Maybe
picnic.
that's like what he did to the hairdresser. He just like diarrheaed
Yeah,
in a bucket on his private airplane, and the hairdresser's just like crying.
yeah. That's called doing a Dave Matthews, right? Oh, and then you have to dump it over on a boat or something. What'd they do?
What?
Didn't the Dave Matthews Band, they emptied their tour bus toilet over when they were crossing a bridge, and it like went on people who were going underneath the bridge on a boat.
Oh yeah, that's what that happened. That was
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. Well, good for
Well,
them.
that's a well-known story, but it's just nice to remind people about.
When
sometimes.
Jack Nicholson used to fuck women, afterwards he would say like, "You just got A-list cum in ya."
Yeah. How do you-
And it'd be cool if Dave Matthews was just like, "You just got A-list shit on ya."
Yeah, as the tour bus drives off. Did Jack Nicholson really do that?
Yeah, he said that to Janice Dickinson.
Um,
She told it on the Howard Stern show, so it's real. Okay,
that's
Adam?
That's an embarrassing. That I would be embarrassed if that was Jack Nicholson and that got out. Isn't that a little cringe? Don't you want to play it cool if you're an A-lister?
Hey, I'm cool, Adam.
Look, if
I'm
when
casual.
I'm an A-lister, I'm not going to say stuff like that. I'm gonna
What
be
did you
very
say to your
modest.
My Pal 2000 after you filled him with fucking cum?
You just got A-list coming.
Did you give it back to your parents?
Yeah. Childhood was fun.
Santa's watching, Santa's creeping. Now you're nodding, now you're sleeping. Were you good for Mom and Dad? Santa knows if you've been bad. There might be a treat for you in Santa's bag of toys. But Christmas won't be fun and games for naughty girls and boys. Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, everybody's celebrating. Did you do your best this year? Too late now, 'cause Santa's Santa's watching, Santa's creeping. Now you're nodding, now you're sleeping. Were you good for Mom and Dad? Santa knows if you've been bad. There might be a treat for you in Santa's bag of toys. But Christmas won't be fun and games for naughty girls and boys. Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, everybody's celebrating.